What's up guys, it's CJ from smartKTI.com, and today we're unboxing one of the hottest smartphones of the year. It's the Samsung Epic 4G Touch. This Android Gingerbread powered handset is Sprint's version of the highly popular Galaxy S2 line, and it offers quite a compelling package. It's got a massive Super AMOLED Plus display, a powerful dual-core processor, an 8-megapixel camera, 2-megapixel front-facing camera, a full gig of RAM, a huge 1800 mAh battery, and somehow they've managed to keep it super thin and light. It also has 16 gigabytes of internal storage and supports Sprint's 4G WiMAX network. You can get it now for $200 with a new or renewing 2-year contract from Sprint. So that's what it sounds like on paper, but now it's time to go hands-on and unbox the Epic 4G Touch. So as you can see, it has a very colorful box. We've been looking at it for about a minute, so I won't spend too much time on it. Off-centered image of the device right there. On the side, Samsung Galaxy S2, Epic 4G Touch, Super AMOLED Plus logo over there. So that's about it for the exterior of the box. Let's pull off the lid. And wow, there it is, the glorious Epic 4G Touch. I'm going to pull it out right now. See how it feels in hand. Wow, it's not as large in hand as I thought it would be. When I first heard it had a 4.52-inch display, I thought, man, this is going to be too big to use comfortably, but no, it feels just fine, just like maybe Sprint's Htc Evo 3D, which has a 4.3-inch screen. Doesn't feel too large. And another thing, although it's a commanding looking device, you pick it up and you expect it to feel heavy, but when you actually pick it up, it doesn't feel heavy at all because it's really, really light and it's thin as well. So it's 9.59 millimeters thick. I believe that converts to 0.38 inches. And it weighs just 4.5 ounces. So certainly impressive how Samsung has been able to keep the device slim despite the large surface area. So we're going to put this off to the side for now. Actually, I'm going to let that boot up so you can see the boot screen. We'll go ahead and pull the plastic off as well while that's going on. And I'll take a look at what else comes in the box. So it looks like we have our manuals over here, recycling bag for your old phone, getting started guide, colored images, Vamos, and other manuals. Nothing too important for those of us who just want to get started with a device. So it looks like it's already loaded up, and there's that beautiful Super AMOLED Plus display, very vibrant colors. I'm not sure how well that shows up on camera, but right now, first impressions, that looks fantastic. So we have a wall charging block right here, Samsung branded of course, and you have your micro USB to USB charging sync cable. Alright, so that's enough for the box. Doesn't look like we get any other additional goodies, but that's alright. Now let's bring out some other devices to compare the Epic 4G Touch to. So we have the Verizon Motorola Droid Bionic, Sprint's Htc Evo 3D, and we have the Google Nexus S. Alright, so there is the family portrait. Of course, on the left we have the thinnest of the bunch. We have the Samsung Epic 4G Touch from Sprint. Again, that has a 4.52-inch Super AMOLED Plus display. It's WVGA resolution, so 480 by 800. Next to that, we have a 4.3-inch QHD display, so that's 960 by 540 resolution. A little higher than what we have on the Epic 4G Touch, but keep in mind the Galaxy S2 has that Super AMOLED Plus display, so colors are going to pop and look very vibrant. So I think that more than makes up for the slightly lower resolution. Moving on down the line, third phone from the left is the HTC Evo 3D, also from Sprint, that has QHD resolution, just like the Bionic. And on the very end, we have our Google Nexus S, which has a 4-inch Super AMOLED display. It's not Super AMOLED Plus, just Super AMOLED. So now let's compare them one by one just to see how they stack up as far as their profiles go. So you can see, maybe we should hold it up like this. You can see the Epic 4G Touch is much thinner than the Droid Bionic. I can't get over how thin it is even with the large display. The Bionic off to the side. Now here is HTC Evo 3D, obviously thicker. And then we have the Nexus S. Nexus S is a much smaller device. As you can see, the Epic 4G Touch just engulfs it up. Alright, so that's enough of the comparison there. Let's take a closer look at the Epic 4G Touch. So again, 4.52-inch display, WVGA resolution with Super AMOLED Plus technology. Let's take a look around the front of the device now. Starting at the top, we have a 2-megapixel front-facing camera, our usual sensors and whatnot up at the top. And then of course you have your earpiece speaker. Let's take a very close look at all that. And then moving on down past the screen, you have 4 capacitive touch-based buttons. So you have menu, home, back, and search. Again, those are touch-based, so you don't have to click any buttons, no physical buttons to push in. They just react upon touch. Swinging down to the bottom, you have a micro USB port for charging and syncing, and I believe that doubles as an MHL port, so that'll let you connect to your TV via HDMI out. Then you have a microphone as well. Swinging over to the right side, not much here, but if you look closer to the top, let the camera focus in there, you actually have your power button. Now I love how Samsung keeps their power buttons over on the side. Many of their devices have this. You just pick up your device, whether you're left or right-handed. You can use your index finger or thumb, and you can quickly turn on your device. Very convenient in my opinion. Alright, so moving to the top now, 3.5mm headphone jack. Let the camera focus again, sorry about that. And then you have a latch for your battery cover. Can we get any closer? Alright. On the other side, volume up and down rocker. Let's give it the old shake test. As you can see, there's no rattling at all. Sometimes these devices, the buttons are a little bit loose and they rattle when you shake them. Not a big deal, but I just wanted to give it a test because, as you can see, this device did not make a sound. So very nice, very well put together phone. So on the back side, we have our 8-megapixel rear camera. It has an LED flash and it's capable of taking full 1080p HD video. I'm eager to test that out, and I'll post a sample video on YouTube as well. Branding, Galaxy S2 and Sprint logos right there. That reminds me, on the front side you can see we only have a Samsung logo, so no carrier branding on the front. Very clean design. If you look on maybe your device or some other devices, you'll see they usually have both the carrier and manufacturer logos on the front, but Sprint opted only to place it on the back. Very nice. The back is a textured backing, feels very nice in hand, and I think it makes the phone look a little bit nicer. It looks like it's more high quality in my opinion. Gives it a design element to it. Let's get a close look at that textured backing. And the 8-megapixel camera. Sort of has a dark chrome finish to it. And then along the bottom you have your exterior speaker, and it's a glossy finish. So let's pop open the battery cover. Again, we have an 1800 milliamp hour battery, very large battery. Hopefully you get a little bit better battery life than some of the other phones out there, but maybe it's just enough to keep the battery life about the same, because this does have powerful specs inside. Of course, it's got a 1.2 gigahertz dual core processor. That's Samsung's in-house Exynos processor. Very fast processor, very powerful, and we're going to benchmark that to see how it scores in Quadrant and other popular benchmarking apps. As you can see, there's a micro SD card slot right there. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we get a card included in the device, but it does have 16 gigabytes of built-in internal storage. So we'll close this back up now. Alright, and turn on the display. Now let's take a quick look at the software. Of course, it's running Android 2.3.4 Gingerbread with Samsung's TouchWiz interface, version 4.0. So here we go. I'm just going to swipe around and take a look around here just to see what we're working with. Many home screens. As you can see, we have some nice looking widgets. I'm going to have to play around with this a little bit. It looks like we have swipe, which is nice. I'm going to give you a good, thorough software review in a later video, so stay tuned for that. Calendar widget. Pull the Windows shade down. I like how Samsung includes your wireless togglers here, so Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS sound, and WiMAX 4G. Very easy to access with those buttons. Let's go ahead and pull up the dialer, see how that looks like. App tray. Wow, so very fast and fluid interface running on that Exynos processor. So this was the unboxing of the Samsung Galaxy S2 Epic 4G Touch from Sprint. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. We have plenty more coverage on this device coming soon, so be sure to subscribe to our channel. If you haven't already, that is. Thanks for watching.